The Middle Ages didn't smell like castles and candles. They smelled like sweat, smoke, waste and survival. Forget the romantic filters. Medieval life was gritty, practical, and, well, brutally honest about the human body. No daily showers, no toilet paper, no modern plumbing, and yet people lived, adapted, and built entire societies that functioned shockingly well under conditions that would make most of us panic by lunchtime. Welcome back to Ancient Roots Uncovered, where we strip history down to its bones and tell it straight. One of the biggest myths is that medieval people avoided water because they thought it caused disease. The truth is, well, it's a bit more complex than that. They actually knew dirty water was dangerous. Wells, springs and rivers were carefully managed, and drinking water was often separated from waste zones. Boiling water was common, especially when making ale or broth, which made drinks safer without anyone knowing the science behind it. Alcoholic beverages like small beer were consumed daily, not to get drunk, but because fermentation killed harmful microbes. Even children drank weak ale. It was safer than untreated water in crowded towns. Instead of washing their bodies constantly, medieval people washed their clothes. Linen undergarments were changed frequently by those who could afford more than one set. These garments absorbed sweat and oils, acting as a buffer between skin and outer clothing. Washing clothes was still labour-intensive, involving beating fabric against stones and using lye-based soaps, but it was more practical than heating enough water for full baths. Cleanliness was about appearance and smell, not sterility. If you looked clean and didn't offend the nose too much, you were doing fine. Disease was feared, but honestly misunderstood. Without germ theory, medieval medicine blamed illness on imbalances, bad air, or even divine punishment. This led to practices that sometimes helped by accident, like opening windows for fresh air, burning herbs to purify rooms, and isolating the sick. While ineffective in theory, some of these actions actually reduced the spread of disease. Ironically, the decline of public bathhouses may have increased certain health problems as people lost access to regular washing spaces. Still, survival depended more on nutrition, luck, and social status than hygiene alone. Life expectancy was low, but that statistic is, a bit misleading. High infant mortality dragged averages down. If you survived childhood, you had a fair chance of living into your 50s or beyond. People adapted to their environment with resilience that feels almost alien today. They worked hard. They smelled human. They accepted discomfort as normal. And they didn't waste energy wishing for things that didn't exist. Why does any of this matter today? Well, medieval life wasn't barbaric. It was practical within its limits. These people built cathedrals, ran markets, developed laws, and preserved knowledge, all while managing bodies without showers or toilet paper. Understanding how they lived strips away modern arrogance and replaces it with respect. Comfort is not a requirement for civilization. Ingenuity is. If this episode made you rethink history, hit subscribe, share this with someone who still thinks medieval people were clueless, and stick around. Ancient Roots. Uncovered is where the past stops being polite and starts being real.